Is China trying to militarize the Earth's lower orbit? Is Beijing practicing placing weapons close to the Earth's surface? It is a new week, but the old suspicion around Chinese space activities continues. You see, China is on a secret mission. It has sent up a mystery plane. Yes, right, a mystery plane. And this plane has now released a mysterious object. And this, by the way, is happening some 600 kilometers above the Earth. So what is this mysterious object? Is it a spy satellite, a dummy weapon? Is it ammunition, or is it something more dangerous? The spacecraft that placed this mystery weapon in the lower orbit is called Shenlong. It lifted off from China's Gobi Desert on the 14th of December 2023. First, Shenlong was in an orbit 300 kilometers from the Earth's surface, but in late January, Shenlong raised its orbit. It is now 600 kilometers above the Earth. Doing what, you ask? China won't tell. Shenlong's activities are becoming more and more suspicious, in fact. On the 25th of May, Shenlong ejected an unknown object. And how do we know that? Because the activity was picked up by the US Space Force. It says this mystery object has been orbiting the Earth and doing what? We don't know. Scientists, of course, are worried. They are keeping a close eye on this mystery Chinese object. So far, scientists say, 1, the mystery object has not made any kind of maneuver. Number 2, it has not emitted any new signals. So what is its purpose then? If only we had the answers. Now, as you may have figured out, there are more questions than answers in this story, which is what makes it of more importance for us to not stop seeking answers. What is this secret Chinese mission? How dangerous is Shenlong? Should you and I be worried? This is the Chinese mystery plane's third flight, by the way. Shenlong made its first flight in 2020. The first mission was 2 days long. The plane blasted off again in August 2022. The second mission lasted 9 months. During this mission, Shenlong ejected a sub-satellite. It then recaptured the sub-satellite. The drill was repeated a couple of times. Was China practicing deploying and recapturing weapons? Beijing has not said much about Shenlong's objectives or its goal or what this mystery plane is capable of. Also, no word has come from China on the latest mystery object that Shenlong has released. Those tracking space activities say this is not a first in this mission. Shenlong has reportedly released multiple other mystery objects into the Earth's lower orbit in the last 6 months. Multiple objects. In fact, as early as 4 days after its launch, Shenlong started deploying mystery objects, not 1 or 2, but 6. One of these objects was emitting signals. 2 others were emitting what's called idle placeholder signals. There was no data accompanying these signals. Scientists said that Shenlong's behavior in this mission was different from the first 2. What did they mean? Was Shenlong more aggressive in its deployment? Was it rehearsing for a full-blown space war? Now, let me tell you where all of this is happening. Just to give you an idea, a commercial jet flies around 14 kilometers from the Earth's surface. China's mystery mission is playing out 600 kilometers from the Earth. That's very high, but not far enough. You see, this is the orbit where the International Space Station is. It's not too difficult to travel to and from this orbit. Satellites in this orbit, in fact, travel at a speed of around 7.8 kilometers per second, meaning if you place any object, or say a space weapon here, it will only take this weapon around 90 minutes to circle the Earth. Because objects here are moving so fast, it's not easy for teams to monitor the activities from the ground. The lower Earth orbit is mostly used for high-resolution imaging. Is that what Shenlong is doing? Is it spying? Or is Shenlong practicing placing payloads into the lower orbit? What has China said? Shenlong found a mention in Xinhua around the time of its launch. The Chinese state agency said that Shenlong was quote-unquote going to operate in orbit for a period of time before returning to its intended landing site in China. China neither bothered defining that period of time nor mentioning the landing site. Instead, it mentioned that Shenlong was meant to support the peaceful use of space. You heard that. Here's another line from that Xinhua report. I'm quoting, reusable technology verification and space science experiments will be carried out to provide technical support for the peaceful use of space. Now, you and I know that China's definition of peace is synonymous with unilateralism, aggression, and militarization. So is that what Beijing is doing in space? Is the question. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the Wion app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.